Hey guys, thanks a lot for clicking on this video. In this video, my friend Abhineet Lal, who is an IIM Bangalore graduate, is gonna share his life story. He will tell you why he left a PSU job at BPCL Mumbai to pursue his career at IIM Bangalore. He will tell you what are the benefits of doing an MBA, what was his experience of IIM, and finally, he will tell you what are the situations where you should not do an MBA. So let's welcome Abhineet Lal. Hey Abhineet, thanks a lot for joining for the call.
Thank you, Sam. I'm so glad to see you. I hope we can have some meaningful conversations today.
Okay, for sure, man, for sure. So today we have joined for this call to discuss about your MBA journey, and most importantly, we'll discuss about the people who should not do an MBA.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So let's begin with your professional journey and your career. So can you brief about it?
Yeah, sure. But I would like to take the liberty to go a little bit back, not starting from college, but I would like to tell a little bit about myself, because I want our viewers to understand that I am one of them, one of the millions of people in India, belonging to a middle class family. I come from a very small town who thought that was the world. And slowly I realized the world was much, much bigger. Along the journey in my school education, I had the so-called misfortune of meeting you, but that's another story for later. Yeah. Slowly past that, we went on our different paths, and I ended up in NIT Warangal, where I did my mechanical engineering. Post that, I chose to join a PSU, that is BPCL. I worked in Mumbai for 3 years. It was a very good experience to go through because the kind of division that I was posted into was a brand new division. I got to see the commissioning of BPCL's first LPG pipeline all across the country. And I was a part of it. Huge learning experience for me. But then after that, I went through CAT and I joined IIM Bangalore. Post that, I am working in Bangalore as a consultant in Zeno Management Consulting.
Okay, so you have been a consultant in Zeno for more than a year, but again, I would like to go back to the question that when you were in BPCL, why was it that you felt like I should do an MBA? What was the need of it when you first realized that MBA is the thing that you want to do?
Oh yeah, there's a little backstory to it. So during one of the induction sessions in BPCL itself, we came across different trainers. Some of the trainers were there for giving us the psychological edge or moral booster sessions were involved over there. So there they gave us a very nice analogy. They said that all of you are basically eaglets, and you fail to realize that you are supposed to become an eagle in the future. You need to spread your wings and you need to fly. The more you get into your shell, the more you bound yourself within the comfort zone, you won't be able to fulfill your potential. So that was something that had been in my mind for a long time. I had the time of my life in BPCL. I had very good connections with the employees over there, both my superiors as well as subordinates. But there was this lingering feeling, that the learning, it had saturated. And I felt that I cannot see myself continuing in this very same way for the entirety of my career. And because of that, I thought I probably needed a switch. And let me tell you, it wasn't an easy decision to make, but I thought through it and arrived at it. I took CAT, and thankfully I landed in IIM Bangalore.
So Abhineet, great to know about your journey to the IIM Bangalore, but it sounds very rosy, but I don't think it was because when you start your professional life, it takes a lot of courage and a lot of deliberation to switch back to your student life, or to stop earning, I should say. So, and you were working in a PSU, so it must be a very hard decision for you also. So can you describe about that? Like, how did you make that transition?
Sure. I'm so glad that you asked this, because I believe a lot of us would be going through this conundrum. They wouldn't know what to do. In my case, I would like to take our viewers through this journey. It's not as simple as it seems. There were a lot of confusions in between that I had in my mind, and I had to clear them all up. Coming from a family of teachers who worked as state government teachers, from my grandfathers to my youngest uncle in my joint family, all of them had secured jobs. And I, being the one who was in a central government, job, so much of job security was there, and I had all the comfort in the world. My family was taken aback when I told them that yes, I have converted this, and I am willing to go ahead with my decision. It took a little bit of convincing, but thankfully my parents, both of them, were so supportive. But it wasn't just about convincing them, it was about convincing myself too. Because sometimes we don't think about going to a particular place, we just think that okay, we will take this exam and then after that we will decide. The moment I had the letter in my hand, it was like a reality check for me. Okay, all the privileges or all the bonding that I've had till now, I was going to let go of all of it and make a dive into a different world altogether. Yes, there were limitless possibilities that I was going to come across, but at the same time, the comfort zone that I had created for myself, that I was gonna let go of. So I had to think about it, because yes, coming from a middle class family, there is a lot of security that you feel as an employee of a PSU. But my decision may or may not have proven to be the right decision, because there were a lot of relatives who believed that I would be making a wrong decision if I leave this company. Fast forward, I think I am holding myself in good stead.
Hey, that's a great explanation, Abhineet, but actually I also feel that things look a lot more easier when you look them in the hindsight, but when you actually have to take a decision, salute to you, man. It was a tough decision to make. So coming to your journey of IIM Bangalore, like how was your experience of doing an MBA, and how was it like? What were your learnings and what was the cultural experience? Did you see something that you did not anticipate? So just tell all to our viewers.
So yeah, coming to the question, I have always believed that it's not as important for a person to just grow as a professional, but they also need to grow as a person. And being a firm believer of that, I had heard some of the stories about IIM Bangalore. A friend of mine from NITW Warangal was already inside the campus, and he used to come up with all the stories of how people keep on studying, keep on discussing on various topics, and then the kind of assignments that they have to go through. I believe that this kind of experience will enrich me in my life going forward. That was something that kind of laid the basis of my decision. And then when I went inside IIM Bangalore, yes, all those stories that I had heard of, I realized that all of them were true. So coming to IIM Bangalore, I would like to tell that it's not so much about the learnings that you get within the four walls of the classroom. It's about the learnings that you get within the campus too. It's not just the teachers, but your peers and your friends, along with which you will get involved in multiple discussions, multiple projects, assignments, and a lot of other drills. And that will help you grow in your career, in your personality, and it will give you the depth when it comes to critical thinking. I believe all of those things, they came true over there. And when I look back about my 2 years experience in IIM Bangalore, I believe that it has kind of changed me as a person. I have evolved so much over there because of being so busy. I believe that when you are not left free and your mind is always occupied doing constructive and creative things, you definitely evolve as a person. So that has been quite an experience.
Okay, yeah, I believe it must have been a very good experience. Even I had a chance to visit you 2 or 3 times when you were in IIM Bangalore, and I really feel that, oh wow, what a campus and what a life. And a fun fact that if our viewers may not know, that it is the same hostel where 3 Idiots was shot. So yeah, it must have been a journey to our childhood also. So till now in our discussion, it sounds like MBA is the best thing to do. Everybody should do an MBA. A person who is not doing an MBA is missing out something in their life. But I want to know the other side of the story also. So as we have mentioned in the title, we want to address to people who are looking to do an MBA, but who should not do an MBA. So, do you know any cases where a person should not do an MBA? Do you have any opinion on this?
Yeah, like I told at the beginning of this interview, that this is quite an interesting take. People usually often go and then just talk about the positives of an MBA. But what we fail to realize that in order to arrive at a decision, you need to think through all the positives and negatives that may come along with that decision and the repercussions that might follow. When we talk about MBA, I believe there are certain myths floating around. And with the situation evolving so quickly, the latest edition of COVID-19 has changed the entire landscape, and it is disrupting the way people learn. I think there are 3 myths from my personal experience about MBA that people should know, that are myths, and they should make their decisions wisely. First of all, I would like to talk about money. People believe that going for an MBA will fetch them a hotshot job. It's not a necessity. It does not tell you the entire story. It's not that all of the students who pass out from the top tier colleges grab a job that they would be proud of. That is not the story. And you should know that it's not all rosy. When people do an MBA from a premier institute, the fees has been rising year per year, and the rate of the return on investment that people will get from an MBA is not necessarily as high as something that they might fetch by taking the courses which will help them improve their skill sets. You know, recently what has happened is Google has come along with its own program where it's saying that it would help people enhance their skills in project management, data analysis. It would be a 6-month course, and then people will be hired based on that. It's asking a simple question: why to go through 2 years, not just 6 months, when we will give you all the skills that you need at work? Nowadays, even in IIM Bangalore, the classes are being held online because of COVID pandemic. Which begs the question, is going to the college necessary? The answer lies in what you want from it. If you're going for money, there are other ways to make money, not just an MBA. So that is the first myth. I would suggest you don't go and invest 20 plus lakhs in doing an MBA just for the sake of earning more later. You could invest it in a better manner, and maybe you will be better off not doing an MBA.
So here I would like to add something. So our viewers may know or may not know that this is called opportunity cost. The cost that you're paying to pursue that opportunity may not be equal to the tuition fees of that opportunity or the fees of the college that you're paying. It also adds that for 2 years, if you would have been in your job, you would have got some salary. Also, maybe in 2 years you would have got some promotion and some bonuses or anything. So the collective cost of doing an MBA may be much more than what you can just see on a college prospectus. So also take care of the opportunity cost, that I can say.
Absolutely, I'm backing you up on that. The other thing that I would like to talk about is some people feel that it's not working out in their current job. Maybe they lack some sort of traits in their personality, and going through this MBA program will transform them completely. It would be a 180-degree turn when it comes to having their personality, in front of people completely changed. That is a myth. That is not going to happen. As Matt Damon had quoted when he had won for Good Will Hunting an Oscar for the screenplay that he wrote along with Ben Affleck. He said that the learning that I got from this is that if there is something in your life, a gap in your life that you feel would be filled when you grab an award of such stature, then you are wrong. There's more to it. It's more about the process. One should never go for an MBA because they feel that they would just be transformed by going through the program. It's much more about the effort that you put in, and you can start putting in the effort even before you go into an MBA. Yes, if you go into an MBA and you put in the effort that is required and you are driven, you will definitely transform yourself. But if you think that just going through the courses, just clearing all the courses, you will come out a completely different person, that is not going to happen. It's about indulging yourself. And if you think that there is too much of an effort, then MBA is not or may not be the best decision for you. That is the second point. Coming to the third point, the most important point that I would like to tell people is this, that doing an MBA does not give you a completely different status. If you are giving a job interview and you want to switch careers later, maybe it will buy you the first 2 minutes because people will know, oh yeah, you are from IIM-B. But after that, it's left to you. If you think that after doing an MBA, the society will be recognizing you as different in general, no. People, especially all my friends, when I talk to them, I realized you are just by the virtue of doing an MBA from a prestigious institute doesn't give you the right to be treated differently. If someone feels that their status will be raised by doing an MBA, that is not right. You will have to continue to prove yourself in your professional as well as personal journey, even after doing an MBA. So it doesn't make too much of a difference in that sense. As I know, and as one of my friends pointed out very recently, it was quite a poignant point to make. He said, management is a hard skill to learn. And I would elaborate a little bit on this. He said, one can do a sort of programming and it involves logical thinking. The kind of programming the programmer does, it might get repeated or it could be incremental. That person will be able to show, yes, I know this programming, I know that programming. Management, not so much. Management involves you to think in a direction and to command people in such a coherent way that you get the maximum output with all the people involved, and then everyone benefits. That is a very hard skill to prove, and it comes along with experience. So if you believe that just by going through the classes, just by going through the discussions, you will come out a completely different man, no, that is not going to happen. What I want to say is you have to make a decision after knowing all the positives and negatives. I think the decision that you make shouldn't be influenced by anything but the motive with which you want to do your MBA.
So thanks a lot, Abhineet, for joining us for such an important discussion during these challenging times, during these unprecedented times. I think these kind of questions are lingering upon for a lot of people, and this has to be addressed, and that's what we have done through this call. Whether they should do an MBA, what should they do with their career, and that's the motive of this channel also. So can you ask our viewers to please like, share and subscribe to the channel and our video?
Yes, and it has been quite a fruitful discussion. I hope it helps our viewers, and hope that you keep coming up with more and more such videos which will help our viewers. So viewers, I hope you like this. I hope that you would keep coming to this platform to watch more videos by Sam & Co. Please like this video, please subscribe to this channel, and please comment if you have got any queries about MBA. Thanks a lot.
Peace.
Peace.